There was a time when the cinema was a place of spectacle and wonder, when unforgettable films played on gigantic screens that overwhelmed the imagination. Now that time has come again.
Behold his mighty hands!
Paramount Pictures proudly presents Cecil B. DeMille's The 10 Commandments.
Let my people go. Come to me no more, Moses, for you will surely die. So let it be written.
Death to the slaves!
The 10 Commandments, newly restored and presented in 70mm Super VistaVision with 6-track Dolby stereo sound.
Who shall withstand the power of God?
Relive the magic of an unforgettable motion picture event. The 10 Commandments.
Okay, now,
You're conducting the interview?
okay, all right.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, so it's not
I've done it a time or two.
Oh,
We'll get the artwork set up.
Fine.
Okay. And what is the topic we're covering?
Oh, this event.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's ours to do whatever? Okay,
you want.
great.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give you a kind of a wrap it up sign after a few minutes.
After an hour. Okay, got it.
Right.
We're here at the Joslin Museum in Omaha, Nebraska. Anniversary of the 1956 epic film, The 10 Commandments, starring Charlton Heston, and produced and directed by Cecil B. DeMille. We're here with the daughter of Charlton Heston, Holly Heston Rochell. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a great pleasure to be here. I've never been to Omaha, and I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm glad to have the opportunity to see this wonderful film on the big screen. I was born in 1961, many years after this film was produced, and never had the opportunity to see it on the big screen, so this is a great pleasure for me.
Oh, wow. So this is the first time you've seen the 10 Commandments on the big screen.
Yes, the very first time. And
That's-
it's so beautiful to see it in its full glory. It's such an epic film, and it needs to be seen on the big screen. Little screens, you just don't get the majesty and the flavor of this wonderful story.
And how is it seeing your father on the big screen? That has to be a little bit surrealistic.
It's wonderful. My father died in 2008, and for me to be able to go back and watch his films and listen to his voice is so wonderful and comforting. Not many people are lucky enough to be in a situation where they can see their parents. So when I miss my dad, I can put on a film and spend time with him, even though it's not one-on-one. That familiar tone in his voice, the swagger. There's so many things that comfort me when I watch him on film. So I don't miss him as much when I can look at him on the movie screen.
Well, one thing I noticed sitting at the table here and the people that have come to talk to you about what your father meant to them, what his work meant to them, not just the 10 Commandments. What was so stunning is it's every generation is represented here this evening. Was that something that you anticipated?
No, you're absolutely right. It's amazing for me, and I'm so thrilled that parents are sharing some of these wonderful films with their children. I think in many ways this type of film will never be made again. This film was an epic film, and there were thousands of participants, thousands of extras playing roles on this film. Right now, everything that's done is green screen and digitally enhanced by computers. This kind of film cost $8 million to make in 1955. I don't know what it would cost to make today, and they wouldn't put that kind of money into it because it's not worth it. So there's something special about watching this film, which was really filmed in many cases in Egypt. There are definitely sets that were on the movie studio, but there were location shots here that were quite huge and impressive. Most importantly, the Exodus from Egypt, which was a full production and really well worth seeing.
Do you remember what your father's memories were, what his most profound memories were with the making of the film, some of the stories of being on the set, some of the stories of his family involvement? I think you have an idea where I'm going.
Yes. Well, this was such an important role in his life, and he was thrilled that Cecil B. DeMille wanted him for the role. He definitely did a lot of research in advance on this character. He especially enjoyed being on set in Egypt and going to Mount Sinai and really becoming a part of this character. There are stories told that I've read where he kept his costumes on in the blazing heat because he felt that it helped him hold on to his character, that there was a majesty and a strength that he found wearing the costume, and so he would stay in costume and more or less stay in character. The stories are endless. If you read his autobiography, there are stories from his experience, and soon there will be a biography coming out this summer, which will also talk about the story behind many of the films that he was in. So it was definitely something that changed his life. This film really put him on the map, and from that point on, his career took off.
And you say that there's a biography that's coming out this year, pretty soon. Is it an authorized biography from the family?
We have sanctioned it. I've had a number, and my brother as well, a number of interviews with the author. He's a lovely man, and he's really enjoyed doing the work. I think the sad part for him is that so many people from my father's generation have gone. So it forces him to do a lot of research in libraries and other places instead of getting firsthand information. But we're very happy about it, and we really think it's going to be a wonderful book and hopefully a great success for him.
Well, I was also so intrigued the story of there being more than one Heston starring.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, so the big story was my mother couldn't join my father on the set in Egypt, which she was very disappointed about because she was 7 months pregnant. And my parents had been married for 11 years, and this was this surprise, wonderful bundle of joy that was coming. So my mother had to stay in Los Angeles, but my father went on, and a few months after my dad came back from Egypt, my mother produced this lovely young child, and in the mail, a telegram was delivered to my parents' house that said, "Congratulations, he's hired for the part of Baby Moses, Cecil B. DeMille." And so my brother had his debut and his retirement all at once. He played the Baby Moses, and forever is commemorated in that film.
Well, I'm curious how he was able to sign a contract if he was just an...
It's interesting you say that. They actually did draw up a contract, and he put his footprint. They had an ink pad, and he put his foot on it, and they stamped it with his foot.
Nice. And my last question is, this was his film debut at less than a year old? Was he?
He was 3 months old.
3 months old. And I'm curious, why wouldn't he have gone on into acting? Is there a reason?
I have to be honest with you. My father really discouraged both of us. I have to be honest with you. He sort of said, if this is something that you're really passionate about and you want to do, I'm behind you 100%. But this is a very difficult business. You never know if you're going to make it, and there's really that 10%, and it's you got to be in the right place at the right time. And he said that the timing for me the stars were aligned, and he said that isn't necessarily going to happen with you, and they may treat you differently, and you may have to work harder, or you may not make it. So he said, think clearly about how you want to do this and how you want to orchestrate your life, and if you want to do it, fantastic, and if you don't, I'm okay. I'm okay by it.
Was there a particular? You tell a wonderful story that just, I think when you were telling it to the audience this evening, I could tell it tickled the funny bone about the listing cradle of your brother and
my parents, as I said, were very blessed with this baby after being married for 11 years. He was a wonderful surprise, and both parents were on set, and they had this sort of makeshift basket, as you can see behind us on your beautiful work, and there was a hole in it somewhere, but they didn't know that until they put the baby in the basket. And my mother, who was standing further away, my dad had his bathing suit on, and they were in this tank with water up to his waist. My mother said, "Charlie, look, it's listing to the side." And suddenly they saw that the basket was going down. So, of all things, it's a good thing that he was standing there and was able to save the baby, because they waited a long time for that boy.
Yeah.
So it was a
Well,
good thing.
they could have done a remake of the Titanic, I suppose.
Yes, exactly.
We want to thank you for coming all the way to Omaha, Nebraska, and just the joy that you brought to the whole event today was palpable. And the stories of people, of how the work of your father inspired them, but more importantly, is your presence being here was almost like a touchstone, I felt, for them to have that connection with your dad. So
Thank
I
you.
feel him very strongly
You're
here.
very kind. This was a great honor for me. I'm really here representing my entire family. I'm very, very proud to be a part of this family, and I'm proud to be a part of this organization promoting this wonderful film after many, many years of it being released. So thank you for welcoming me so warmly.
Thank you very much, and thank you for everything your family has brought to us culturally and our humanity.
I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you both. I very much appreciate it.